Hey everybody, welcome to the Nidus Anarchy series. I'm your host Adam, the CIO of Nidus, and today I'm going to explain why I will never post a photo of my baby online. So, my previous video, we're talking about an Apple event and how it was, and I kind of mentioned, the new camera, you could take better baby photos and share them with your friends. Well, that's when Ian asked me, he's like, oh, hey, you know what you should do is in that video, you could post a picture of you with your baby, at that time. And I was like, no, we're not doing that because I'm never posting pictures of my kid online. And he was like, why not? And I was like, well, because of facial recognition. Because the facial recognition will permanently tie that infant photo to my daughter all the way through the end of her life, and she'll never be able to get rid of it. So I have a couple kids, but I just have a baby. She's almost one now, so I'm pretty excited about that. It'll be pretty awesome. And we do not post photos of my kids' faces online anywhere, ever. It started when my first daughter, she's now 12, and when she was born, I told all of my family, do not post any photos of them on social media without getting my direct approval first, and I know which platform and what the conditions are and everything else, and I see and I approve the photo. And back then, this was 12 years ago, everyone thought I was bananas. They're like, okay, tinfoil hat, crazy conspiracy theory Adam thinks, that your face is going to be stored online and it's going to matter. Well, fast forward, it does. And just like what I was kind of explaining to Ian was that and I showed him, right? Because I have all my photos. I use Google Cloud to store all my photos. And I showed him, it's like, hey, look, I'll pull up a picture of my 12-year-old, show him, by the face. So you scan the face and you go back in time, and it goes all the way back to literally the newborn photos of when she was born, and it links them all together, and they all know they're her. Why? Well, it's simple, because it's got the baby face, and then it's going to slowly link that picture to the next one, and the next one, the next one, the next one. And so as the child ages, and the faces slowly change to what it is today, even all the way until they're in their 20s and 30s, that whole progression is linked. From day 1 to day 30 years old, that whole progression is tied together, so they know that this infant is this person. So now, online, anyone can search for your photo based on your face, because it's all been cataloged and all been, it's all freely available, whether it's behind a wall, like, oh, well, you can't save the Instagram photos or the Facebook photos because, you're not allowed to. Okay. You know how many companies are actively just scouring and crawling every single photo posted to these services and just cataloging them and doing facial rec on them? One, I can guarantee you every single government. And two, a ton of private security companies are doing it. A couple years ago, I wrote kind of a proof of concept software called Carnivore, throwback to the whole Windows NT Carnivore software days. If you know what that is, I'd love to hear you comment down below about what that is, because that deserves a whole topic in itself. But anyway, so I wrote this thing called Carnivore, and what we did is we just scrubbed a couple photos off Instagram and said, hey, look, in Long Beach, New York, any photos that are posted there, we're just going to grab the photos, run them through facial rec, log the faces, and see where it goes. And guess what? Within a couple weeks, you're able to say, take a picture to someone and say, boop, upload the picture and say, hey, show me where this person is. And if that person is even in the background of someone else's photo in a bar doing something completely abhorrent, they'll be logged and I'll see them doing it. And even crazier, you could even set it to like, hey, look, if this person ever shows up in a photo online somewhere, send me a notification. So I could take a picture of somebody and then post it to the service, to Carnivore, and then Carnivore will shoot me a text message with the photo every time their face appears in a photo online anywhere. So I'll know instantly, real time, where they are, who they're with, what they're doing. So, just think of the implications. And this was just me using complete out-of-the-box services from Amazon, using their recognition service, and everything is all serverless, all running in the cloud. And this was me as a proof of concept. So when you have serious money behind this, imagine what's actually possible. So when you're 30 years old, you should not be held accountable for dumb stuff you did in your teenage years. I know I am thankful so much that there were not cameras everywhere I went when I was 15 years old, right? I think most of us that lived before the internet are so grateful that we had that era. And it's mind-boggling now that our kids are growing up in an area or in an era where they don't have that opportunity. Right now, everyone's faces are constantly being recorded and constantly being analyzed and tagged. And that's the other thing too, is it's not just what you're doing, it's also who you're associating with. So imagine this, imagine you're 25 years old, you're going in for your job, in a job interview, And they're like, hey, how's it going? Welcome to, we like to talk to you about you. They do this whole interview. Great. Well, while they're there, they snap a picture of your face. Or they even ask for the headshot ahead of time. Whatever. Either way, they got a picture of you. It's not hard. You walk in, do it face-to-face on Zoom. They got your face. Now they run it through this scan. What has this person really done? Well, now they find every photo your face has ever been in. All the ones that you've posted online that you thought were private. Absolutely not private. All those Snapchats that you thought disappeared. Didn't disappear. And everything where you showed up in the background, beer bonging, with your friends when you're underage at some bar somewhere that you snuck into. And now they're like, oh, this person was breaking the law and they're a hardcore alcoholic. And then on top of that, who's their known acquaintances? Well, now because we can match all their faces, we can see who they've hung out with the most. Who have they been in pictures with the most? There's obviously a relationship there. So now they can see, well, this person that we just interviewed that seems like a great person is constantly seen in photos at the same time and same location in multiple locations around the US. So that means they're obviously friends with a person that is a felon, or this person does drugs, or this person is whatever they don't like, right? And now all of a sudden you're associated with that person. Now they got that thought in their mind, like, well, this person hangs out with these unsavory people. Maybe we don't want to hire them. That's reality. That is coming. It's happening right now. It's just you don't even know about it. So I don't recommend you post your kids' photos, your faces online. Just take a picture of them from behind. Keep all your photos private. Do not post them publicly for people to see. The stuff is being recorded and you do not know what's going to happen. I'm sure it's just an innocent photo and it's all cute and you want to show the world how cute your baby is. I promise you, I have the cutest baby in the world. And I'll never share it with the public because I don't know what's going to happen later, and I'm sure as shit going to do everything I can to protect my kids' privacy and for what's about to come. And I encourage you guys to do the same thing. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Hit me up in the comments. You can also hit us up on Twitter, or now X, TikTok, Instagram, all those things at NidisIAM, NYEDISIAM, or hit me up directly, adam@nidis.com. I'll see you guys around. Later.